Hey, welcome to the channel. We're gonna go over the top 5 levels of Bitcoin trading this week. Let's get into the trading. So welcome to the investment process channel. This is C3 Christopher Cameron's channel where we teach people how to create generational wealth. It's 7/27, week 31, I believe. Let's start out here with the NASDAQ. Here on the daily, looking last week we got a pullback right into the imbalance of the weekly, and it kind of popped up from there, from that level that we were looking at before, and it's only went up. So that's a good thing. You see NAS is steady creating new highs and some right side ranges on a daily. So this is no longer valid. Well, it is, but we have new ranges here. We have our breaker structure here. Let's go out to the monthly and then look back. We still haven't had a retracement down here to this support on the monthly, and this imbalance on here on the weekly. Let's take a look. So you see it came right to the support and then took off, to be expected. Did that on, what was it, Tuesday or whatever. So again, we can move this up here. Again, the overall weekly, the month is bullish. So highly doubt we're going to come back into this area. So let's see where price can potentially come back to before moving on up to 24,161. And this is our last week in the trading week for the month. So yes, outside of price just pulling right back here to 23,323. Let's take a look at some other things. Can we have this imbalance of stuff way down here? It's our daily. Definitely want to see where how price opens. Oh, here we go. We have some opportunities right here below this 23,323. We have some equal lows right here. Don't see too much else other than this imbalance down here. Looks like NASDAQ has been like real good at creating these right side ranges where we get support and then it just continues up. Here's where the daily got that weekly support. So right now I would just be looking for price to come back to this here. 23,263. 23,263. Be looking for buys in this area. This is our new range here. Let's daily gap up. Here's our new range here. So yeah, anywhere below there, look for some buys. Everything is lining up for another buy. And again, I don't think that this candle is going to close bearish. Try to clean up those imbalances on the weekly and monthly. So right now, I wouldn't be a buyer unless it comes back into that those equal lows on the 4 hour. And with that, be prime area for to get secure some buys. We're in a discounted area. Look for confirmation probably on the hour. Yeah, look for some confirmation probably on the hour. Support. We got some nice support right here. And it may only touch this and then continue up. So anywhere below 23,292, start looking for buys, look for that hour confirmation. And if it drops below this 4 hour here, then I would wait to see what it's gonna do. If it and we get a drop below this range, then I wait for a pullback to get a position, or just wait overall, because right now NAS is showing bullish. The reason why I have to say that, because again, I am a scalper, so I look at things a little differently. However, NAS is bullish, so we wouldn't be looking for a short, wouldn't be waiting for a pullback. We would be looking for a second entry. So if it breaks below here, I would be waiting. And see where, and if that's the case that we're waiting, then these areas down here would make more sense for price to come back to for the next month, to get that more bang for your buck, where price will come up, drop back down here, then you know break some all-time highs here, or it may just come back down here to the bottom of this range and then continue it up. So those are two plans that probably have high probability. Again, NAS is bullish, nice areas of potential buys in these areas up here to these levels. That's a nice let me see here. It's a nice range. Mm, yeah, reality says it should be down here, so that's almost a 2 to 1. It's 1.7. That's why I said I would just be patient. If we get prices to come back down here, look for it to get support. That's why I said that hour support. Then your risk could be less. Your risk could be like right here or even here, depending on where support sets in. Once you get support, your stop loss can go under that support level. That's how you end up with a 3 to 1 in this case, instead of a 1.7 to 1, 1.4 in this case, 1.7. Yeah. So wait for support to set in. Once it's below here, and again, if we get a 4 hour or hour close below this range, I would just be patient and wait for 4 hour support to come into play sometime this week. So let's go over here to S&P. Here we are with S&P again. Not sure what this was. It's probably like a, yep. Look for prices to come into this area just to get that support before continuing up, and it did. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tuesday as well, barely, didn't even quite touch it. When it dropped into that imbalance, so it was about the 50% mark of that imbalance. Then it just took off. So with that, I want to say this is the range here. I'm a little bit more conservative about my ranges, especially my daily ranges. But again, let's go to the monthly and look at the overall momentum of the month. So here we are with the monthly, super bullish. Definitely don't see price coming back into these areas here. We've got our overall objective 65.44. So going back to looking at that imbalance, let's look at the weekly real quick. Here we have support here. We have weekly support here. So good place to, on the weekly level, good place to find some buys. Looking at the range, it's like 50% of the range what it is right now. If we just go ahead and draw this range here. Nope. So it's not 50%. Good place for support though to form if it just takes off. So it's highly likely it's not going to come all the way down back down to here. And again, this is the weekly. Let's look at this daily. Here's the daily. Look, it's right there in that support where this daily imbalance is. And breaker structure. Had two breaker structures, but I again, I'm a little bit more conservative with my ranges. If I was not, I would be looking at this as support. And again, where that weekly support is, price is at a discount on the daily. So anywhere in those places would be good places to get some buys. Down here is some low hanging fruit. I don't see price turning all the way back around this month. Again, it's the end of the month to come back and clean up these imbalances and here's some equal lows and so forth and so on. So right now, this is the immediate focus of where price is. So that's where I'd be looking right now to get some buy entries again. S&P is bullish, so that's how we would approach a position right now. All right, let's take a look at gold. So I think I may have gotten a position last week in gold, like one, I think at the beginning of the week, where like it took off to the top of the range, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that was it. And I didn't trade gold anymore because it was at the bottom of the range. So gold is consolidating right now. And again, my main thought is, we don't diddle in the middle. Now, again, I'll say it here, got support here. Gold is at the bottom of the range again as it sits right now. This is the daily. If you're gonna get some buys, look for some buys. Let's wait to see how it opens. But right now, yeah. Let's see how it opens. Got a little imbalance down here on the 4-hour. Equal lows. Did not make it quite to that. Yeah, let's look for some kind of support around here. If we do not see any support form, or it doesn't come all the way back down here, which it potentially may not, then yeah. Again, I'm looking at this, and it's just in consolidation right now. There's a breaker structure here. This is the range. So again, just looking at this daily range, and I want to say this is the range here. Even with this being a range all the way down here, where prices, the immediate range is right here. So we had our breaker structure right here. And then it did it again. So looking at this range, prices at a discount. Again, good place to get a buy. Let's look at the monthly real quick. So here we are on the monthly. We see there's been a lot of rejection up here in this area. So that's why I say I would be cautious. And you see it is in consolidation. We have had 3 monthly candles or pretty much dojis where price has not gone up or down. It's kind of just been sitting right here in this range, right here in this range. So again, look, we have a bullish candle here. It's still, nothing is still showing that, gold is bearish. So I would be still looking for buys. Let's go to the weekly. And going back to what we said on the weekly, see, even last week we had that mad push. It's a lot of sellers with gold last week. So if you're going to get a position, and like I said, overall gold is bullish, that's where we would be looking for support to come in and probably on an hour and get a position that way. So let's just be patient and wait to see what price is going to show us at the open. Again, it's the last week of the month, and I don't. It could turn into a bearish month, but that's because it's so close. That's why I said, this is pretty much consolidation. Price may have shifted. I'm looking at this weekly. Looking at the weekly, price may have shifted. Looking at the monthly, I'm looking at it as like retracement of those other 2 months. Just right now, price doesn't look like it knows where it wants to go. So go back to the daily. So here's the daily again. Here's our opportunity down here. And that's where price is, right down here. So looking on the 1 hour, you see price already starting to shift. That's why I said let's wait for it to open. Might get one more pull back into this area right here. We have equal, let me see if I can zoom in. We have equal lows on this 1 hour. See, we can get price to pull back first when the market opens, and then move up. That would be prime time to get that position. Everything is set up for a buy. Everything is set up for a buy. So, yeah. Breaker structure, price shift right there. Let's do the 4 hour real quick. Yeah. A buyer has stepped in. So, yeah, let's wait for the market to open and see how that looks. Let's go to the Dow. So here we are with the Dow. Broke structure. Do I want to say this is a new range? It's a higher range. I don't want to say it's a new range. It's a higher range. We still have all of this back here for price to come back into. Let's take a look at the monthly and the weekly. Here we are with the monthly. So have support right here. Wouldn't say price has shifted. It did come back into this area. We see the buyer step back in and still moving up. So again, even with the Dow is not showing bearish or anything. It got support right here. So let's look and see weekly. I don't see it coming all the way back into this area. So we'll be looking for it to get support here on the weekly and then go up to 45,866. That looks like on a daily. Yeah, we have a gap here and some imbalance left where price could come back to before continuing up. And again, nothing showing bearish here. We got it, for the month. Broke this high, went up, pulled back right into this area, went up again, broke this high. So right now, this is our range for our daily. This is our total range. I would say, given it's the end of the month, I'd be looking at this area here. Anywhere those gaps, imbalances, that's where I'd be looking for a buy. I don't know that this range here would have posed a hold a position over the weekend. But if you already have position down here, I would definitely hold. I mean, I would tell you it's the end of the month to probably move your stop loss up to here, but I don't know too many people that has held a position this long. Even if this pulled back to like 50% of the total move. And if that's the case, if they pull back to 50%, they would have moved their stop loss to somewhere in this area once it got support. So yeah, definitely anywhere in this area here is a good place to look for right side ranges on the 4-hour level. Let's see. Got the overnight lines here where you saw the gray lines, because I want to be able to see clearly these opportunities, which is there's one right here, imbalance here, imbalance here. So to get price come back anywhere in these areas here and get support for a buy to go right back to the top, that would be ideal for a entry this late in the month. So next month, can it potentially pull all the way back to these areas? Absolutely. I don't really see it happening because the overall monthly candle is so bullish right now. See how bullish this candle is. I don't think it's going to come all the way back down here and become a bearish candle just to clean up these imbalances and stuff. So next month, yes, it's a potential for that to happen. This month, probably not. I would just, again, look for some low hanging fruit. Make sure you get your confirmation on your right side ranges before getting a position where you can take it back up to the top of this range and potentially up to 45. Is it still possible this month? Absolutely. We definitely know this is still possible, where prices just can't come from. So yeah, we know this is possible. Price just came from there. We love to see that, right? So, all right, let's get over here to Bitcoin. Okay, here we are with Bitcoin. Again, this is the 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. Again, we were looking for price to drop right back into this area to get some buys. It's done that. It's, dipped right into that gap, a little bit past 50%, and it's turned around. Let's look at this 4-hour real quick. Started creating right side range. Now we do have price with a equal low here on the 4-hour. So ultimately, yes, we would love to see price come even further back down here before getting a buy. Right now, again, let's see how it opens. We're like right there. It hit this this high and started retracing. We see resistance was right there from this previous 4-hour candle. Let's look at the monthly. Here we are with the monthly, and we see again super bullish candle. Will we like price to come back below this 114? Absolutely. So let's just be a little bit patient. If you do have a position already, because it started showing right side ranges, good for you. Make sure you just get your stop loss in the right place. So the levels here are still the same levels we were talking about before. 132, 410. We want price to go to, and you see price already came here to 114. Well, yeah, it's probably not gonna get all the way down to 92,000. This is weekly. Even with the weekly, see prices right there in the middle. I can change this to a weekly imbalance, 50% mark, or daily. So it's highly likely the price is going to come right back down there before continuing up. Got two things supporting it at this point. Why is my range not all the way up there? There you go. So yeah, those are our levels. We have this imbalance here where there was a gap Price came into that area. You see the buyers lit up, stepped up, and we're looking for it to pull back one more time before continuing up. And we, and with that being said, looking right here, this is our hour. Have equal lows right here. Equal lows here on the for the 30-minute. We have too many places where prices come back to it left what I like to say left quickly. We had those two towers of power saying that support is here, and it went up from there. So more than likely the liquidity is back here. Price will revisit this area before continuing up. So just look for those opportunities. These are the levels right now. There's still a little imbalance left over here. That's the so here's the 4 hour. Still some imbalance left. It doesn't have to come all the way back down here. Just know, see, here's this 4 hour equal lows. It's high potential that price is gonna come back down here, somewhere here in this liquidity area here, or even below here, to get support before continuing up. So be patient. Let's look at least on the hour time frame. See here, it looks like a shift. Yeah, I want to say 4 hour. Boom, boom, boom. Buyer stepped in. Yep. If you don't already have a position, that's what I would do. If you do have a position, stop loss here. You may be able, yeah, you may be able to move it up to here. It's the 4 hour, yeah. I wouldn't move it up any higher yet until you get a break here. Up here, 120. If you get a break of structure up there, then definitely move your stop losses up here to this area where this support is shown. My thoughts are there will be a better place to pull your stop loss to. It'd be a confirmed area where you get another 4 hour candle, just drop right down in here and get a nice support area. Not the equal low candle. So that's Bitcoin. So those are the trading levels for Bitcoin, and this is the investment process channel. You have a great trading week. This is the end of the month of July. End it strong. Execute, execute, execute. Have a great trading week.